There's a panic sweeping through New York and Washington, causing conservative commentators to lose their minds. Establishment Democrats are silent, while Donald Trump threatens deportation. What could cause this fear among America's elite? His name is Zohran Mamdani. He won the Democratic primary for mayor of New York City and is leading in the general election. To understand this fear, we must discuss what he represents and why American Christianity sees democratic socialism as a threat. Zohran Mamdani, a democratic socialist, Muslim immigrant from Uganda, and New York State Assembly member, surged in the primary. His mission is to make New York livable for working-class people, promising to tax the rich and regulate billionaires. He aims to reshape who the city serves and has made international headlines for his stance on Israel. Zohran has criticized Israeli policies, even stating he would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he sets foot in New York. These positions have made him popular with the Democratic base, especially young voters, progressives, Jews, and communities of color. But they've also made him radioactive to the establishment, with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries remaining silent. Multiple New York senators are keeping their distance, as establishment Democrats fear a grassroots movement they can't control. This movement doesn't need their money or approval, representing a significant shift in political power. While establishment Democrats are nervous, conservatives, especially Donald Trump, are in full panic mode. Since Mamdani won, Trump has rampaged, calling him a communist and threatening deportation despite his U.S. citizenship. Trump has used every xenophobic, Islamophobic dog whistle because Mamdani represents everything Trump's base fears. He's an immigrant, striking 1 for the America First crowd. He's Muslim, striking 2 for the Christian nationalist movement. And he's a democratic socialist who wants to redistribute wealth from billionaires like Trump to working people, striking 3 for the oligarchs. This triple threat keeps conservative America up at night, and it's not a new playbook. Remember 2016? Bernie Sanders nearly upended the Democratic establishment, coming close to the presidency. The panic was palpable as corporate media discredited him, and the Democratic establishment rigged the primary. Conservative media painted him as the second coming of Stalin, fueling widespread fear. Then came 2018, when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a 28-year-old bartender and Democratic socialist, defeated Joe Crowley. Fox News and right-wing media went berserk, with hysteria so intense you'd think she'd personally shown up to redistribute their 401ks. They called her stupid, crazy, dangerous, obsessing over every outfit, statement, and social media post. Her being a woman made her an easier target for the misogyny deep in right-wing circles. Bernie, AOC, and now Zohran Mamdani connect through politics that prioritize working people over billionaires and human rights over corporate profits. They prioritize democracy before oligarchy, which terrifies those in power. Ironically, Jesus Christ was history's most famous advocate for the poor and critic of the wealthy. He said, "It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God." He also stated, "Woe to you who are rich, for you have already received your comfort, and you cannot serve both God and money." The early Christian church literally practiced communal living and shared resources. So why does American Christianity, particularly white evangelical Christianity, treat democratic socialism like it's demonic? Because American Christianity, especially its conservative wing, has fused itself with capitalism, nationalism, and political conservatism for decades. This fusion created an ideology where wealth is a sign of God's blessing and poverty a moral failure. Any challenge to the economic status quo is treated as an attack on God himself. So when Zohran Mamdani says no one should be homeless in the richest country on earth, or healthcare is a human right, he challenges an entire religious ideology. He challenges an ideology that has confused greed with godliness, where billionaires hoard wealth while children starve. Zohran Mamdani's rise terrifies the establishment for the same reason Bernie's and AOC's did. He represents a different kind of politics, one where immigrants are leaders, religious minorities are equals, where working people matter more than Wall Street, And the panic isn't really about Mamdani himself. It's about what he represents. A future where the marginalized might finally have a seat at the table. And for those comfortable with their monopoly on power, that future is the scariest thing imaginable. If you believe faith should mean justice and compassion, not judgment and capitalism, then like, share, and subscribe. Because the revolution that terrifies the powerful might just be the one that saves the poor.